Hi guys, good morning once again. And today is the first Coffee with Founder episode of 2022. So happy new year to you. And I'm so happy again to bring Coffee with Founders to you guys because we connect to you amazing set of people, right? People who created their own world, people who dreamt of something and finally were able to put that into practice. People who motivate us, people who tell us we can do something more different than 9 to 5 jobs, jostling with each other's pace, fighting for promotions and increments and all that kind of stress, right? And it is so amazing that these people have actually found their way. So today we are going to bring to you an amazing set of people, and mind you, they are a couple. And I always, yesterday when I was talking to them and I was talking to Ravi, I said, यार वो actually घर में नहीं सेट चीजें होती हैं तो ऑफिस में कैसे हो जाती है? And this is one of the areas which we are going to definitely talk to these wonderful set of people and find out how did they find this idea, and also the fact how are they managing as co-founders even in the office, right? So let me introduce to you Ravi Kabra and Anuja Kabra. Hi Ravi, hi Anuja. Welcome to Coffee with Founders.
Hi Atulji, good morning. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, hi Anuja. And
Hi, hi.
it's such a privilege to get you onto my platform, and not because that you are a husband-wife couple, but basically a couple who dreamt together and created that dream into reality, and that is what actually is so motivating. तो कई लोग कहते हैं ना यार अपने घर में काम नहीं होता लेकिन अपनी वाइफ के साथ तो हो ही नहीं सकता, और ये आप दोनों ने इसको बिल्कुल अपोजिट तरीके से दिखाया कि भाई अपने घर में भी काम हो सकता है और वाइफ के साथ भी हो सकता है, दोनों मिलके जो है ऑफिस और घर इकट्ठे चला जाते हैं। मतलब आप लोगों को तो वैसे महसूस नहीं होता होगा ना कि मतलब कब घर खत्म हुआ और कब ऑफिस चालू हुआ, या ऑफिस का काम भी घर में लेके आ जाते हैं? लेट मी हियर इट फ्रॉम अनुजा, आई थिंक शी वुड बी द राइट पर्सन।
Hello, Atulji. How are you doing?
गुड गुड।
Great. So basically, we both started. हम लोग दोनों ने start किया business 8 months हुआ. छोटा सा बेबी है हमारा स्किपी आइस पॉप्स. 2 बच्चे ऑलरेडी है, सानवी और नाना. पर अभी ये बेबी को ग्रो करने में बहुत कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हो रहे हैं. ये जो
नो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, या या
तो इसलिए पहले का था वैसे ही है. मैं जैसे घर संभालती थी, अभी भी वही है. सो आई एम लुकिंग इनटू प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट, तो रवि सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग देखते हैं. तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स तो होते हैं बिकॉज जैसे डिमांड हो जाता है रवि का कि ये चाहिए, जल्दी जल्दी करके दो. ये बिजनेस है यार, तो टाइम तो दीजिए हमको.
नहीं, but at least one thing is good, Anuja, that you don't have to look into his CV every day and कि कितना qualified है, कितना काम कर सकता है. You know him very well now, right? And best thing about this Ravi for you is कि you don't have to bother about your annual report and increments and all. At least that much can be settled at home, right?
Exactly. थोड़ी बहुत कम ज्यादा हो जाती है तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, घर की बात है. कहते हैं ना घर की दाल.
Okay, so let me
हमेशा वेव चलता रहता है.
Yeah, so let me run this promo for everyone to understand what exactly you are doing, right? So let's run this, and then people will be on this, we will be on the same message.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम रवि काबरा है. आई एम द को-फाउंडर एंड सीईओ ऑफ स्किप्पी आइस पॉप्स. स्किप्पी आइस पॉप्स ये है जो आइस पेप्सीज हम बचपन में खाते थे 20-25 साल पहले अपने स्कूल में. वही आइस पेप्सीज को हमने अब नए तरीके से लॉन्च किया है जिसका नाम है स्किप्पी आइस पॉप्स.
Skippiicepops is India's first ice pops, which is made with no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners, and no artificial preservatives. And the best part is it is gluten-free, good for you, and the concept is coming straight from Australia.
Yeah, so Ravi, ये तो खाया है यार बचपन में, वो पता नहीं कहाँ गायब हो गया suddenly one day, I remember in my childhood, taking it and my mother shouting after me, you had too early in the morning and then you again having it throughout the day, गला खराब हो जाएगा, all those kind of things, right? But वो suddenly market से गायब हो गया, उसके बाद कभी मौका ही नहीं मिला, फिर पता चला कि हम बड़े भी हो गए, तो अब हम शायद probably अगर मिल भी जाए तो खाए नहीं, लेकिन this started exciting me so much after seeing this particular product. So let me, for the audience, let me give the background of Ravi first, right? And then we will come to Anuja. So Ravi studied in St. Joseph's Degree College, then he went to ICFI, and from there he started his career with DuPont as an export consultant. Then he works with George Weston Foods, that's as an export manager. He worked with a logistic firm, Kuehne+Nagel, and then he created Skippy Ice Pops. Ravi, I need to
Yeah.
know this. We all would like to know that you were in India, you studied in India, then you went to Australia, you worked
Mhm.
in some multinational companies out there, and then you decided to come back to India and start your own startup, right? कौन आता है भाई
Yeah.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया से जाके वापस?
नहीं देखिए, इंडिया में मैं ऑलरेडी 10 साल काम कर चुका था मेरे डैड के बिजनेस में, जिसका एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट का बिजनेस था हमारा. वी वर इंपोर्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ फूड एंड बेवरेजेस इंडिया में. वी वर एक्सपोर्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स टू मिडल ईस्ट एंड अफ्रीका इन प्राइवेट लेबल्स. सो वी वर इनटू द फूड एंड बेवरेजेस इंडस्ट्री फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. मैं 10 साल यहाँ काम किया एंड देन आई थॉट ओके लाइफ में कुछ चेंज चाहिए. Let's try something new. So I said to Anuja ki chalo yaar bahar chalte, let's take a global exposure. Went down to Australia. We had an amazing life. Close to 7 years we lived in Australia, had our own house. बहुत ही अच्छा लाइफस्टाइल था वहां पर. We used to enjoy it thoroughly. बहुत ही सुकून का लाइफ था. But going forward, sometimes destiny has got a different thing for us. My dad was suffering from cancer, and that is when
I'm
I
sorry.
decided that probably I might have to come back and be with him, because उनकी जब तबीयत खराब थी, as a son, it's my responsibility to be a part of the family and support him then. So that was one reason why we decided to come back to India. And while we were coming back to India, we thought, okay, कुछ तो करना ही है. So we were looking for ideas, and that's when Skippy popped up.
Wow. No, यार ये I really, this is amazing when you said कुछ तो कुछ करना ही है, and then you said कि let's do, start my own business. So that's exciting. Let me guys talk about Anuja. Anuja is an expert in compliance and new product development. She has over 12 years of experience in F&B space, worked with multinational company in Australia, spearheaded the quality production procurement. That's where that production part comes in. Skippy Ice Pops as well. She is also excited about innovation and product cycle, believes in keeping quality to her core activities. Amazing. Anuja, your take. वो तो उसने बता दिया कि मैंने सोचा कुछ तो करना ही है तो करते, लेकिन आपने क्या सोचा कि इसके साथ ही कुछ करना है?
Why not? I mean, the husband की qualities अगर देखी जाऊँ तो I'll say working with Ravi stuff. लेकिन seeing as an entrepreneur, yes, nice. I mean, he's really understand the product, and the product जब आप introduce करे Skippy रवि ने, तो मुझे बहुत exciting लगा ये product. So I thought, why not go with this product only? और घर का है, if I, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर वैसा रहता है, तो लगा कि रवि के साथ ही करे तो बढ़िया है, rather giving our expertise to the other companies and all. So
At
working with
least
Ravi was
at least
really
that one
exciting.
employee will be controlled easily by you, right?
Yes.
चलिए अतुल जी, आपके बहाने कुछ अच्छी बात तो सुनी मैंने आज.
Yeah, good. But this is interesting, this is interesting. And see, why a lady knows how to find ways to control the husband. So she found कि चलो business के through भी ये किया जा सकता है, right?
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
yeah. So tell me now, Ravi, what are the plans? So you have one. So basically, I'll tell you one thing. There are large number of people currently live, which I can see on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and we have so many questions which have come to us in advance, which we discussed yesterday, which I will read out from the questionnaire that has been created. लेकिन मुझे ये समझ में आना है करना है आपसे कि ये Skippy Ice Pops का idea कैसे है? How did you come to this one part that I can do this and this is what, you don't have a production background per se of this particular product, right? Category as well.
Yeah. देखिए अतुल जी, मेरा एक थंब रूल हमेशा रहा है कि मैं जो भी करता हूँ दैट शुड एक्साइट मी। मैं कभी भी ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट या ऐसा कोई स्टार्टअप नहीं लेने की कोशिश करता हूँ जिसमें मुझे कोई एक्साइटमेंट नहीं है। स्किपी आइस पॉप से पहले हम लोग ने कई प्रोजेक्ट्स को इवेल्युएट किया था, बट दे वर गुड कॉजेज, बट दे वर नॉट एक्साइटिंग। और जब एक्साइटिंग नहीं होता है कोई प्रोजेक्ट, तो यू ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन इट एंड देन वन फाइनल डे यू गिव इट अप बिकॉज यू आर नॉट दैट पैशनेट अबाउट इट। तो when it comes to Skippy Ice Pops, हुआ ये कि my sister had come down to stay with us in Australia, and this is the time जब हम लोग कुछ नया प्रोजेक्ट ढूंढ ही रहे थे कि जब इंडिया मूव होना है, so what is that we can do something new, something that can excite us। तो मेरी सिस्टर जाते जाते वापस इंडिया अपने साथ करीबन वहाँ के लोकल जो आइस पॉप्सिकल ब्रांड है ऑस्ट्रेलिया के, शी स्टार्टेड टू पैक इट अप इन अ सूटकेस। और लकीली मैं वहां बैठा हुआ था एंड आई वाज लाइक, दी कर ये हो क्या रहा है, लाइक व्हाई यू टेकिंग आइस पॉप्सिकल्स विथ यू टू इंडिया, वहां पर तो इतने सारे ब्रांड्स होंगे ही। एंड टू माय सरप्राइज ही टेल्स मी कि नहीं रवि, इंडिया में एक भी आइस पॉप्सिकल का ब्रांड नहीं है जिसको हम भरोसा कर सकते हैं। सो दैट वाज द, आई मीन से यूरोका मोमेंट। मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि मैं रिएक्ट कैसे करूं, क्योंकि इंडिया जो इतनी हॉट एंड ह्यूमिड कंट्री है, अगर यहाँ पर आइस पॉप्सिकल नहीं है तो इट्स अ बिग गैप इन द मार्केट, राइट। कंज्यूमर्स खाना चाहेंगे इसे। और मैं खुद ही बहुत आइस पॉप्सिकल, आइस जिसे हम आइस पेप्सी या चुस्की कहते थे स्कूल डेज में, but this was the time when I thought, okay, let's do something new. So that is where the idea started.
Okay. And so tell me one thing. I mean, Anuja, you have experience in production and also see, देखिए एक तो होता है कि कोई टेक प्लेटफॉर्म पे आप कोई टेक्नोलॉजी क्रिएट करते हैं, ग्रेट आइडिया होता है, यू क्रिएट दैट इनटू अ टेक्नोलॉजी एंड देन यू you do the scalable part of it, right? But getting into hardcore production, it's a challenge, right? Firstly, it involves machinery. You got to have a production unit. You got to have relevant people who are expert into this particular part. Then there is raw material which you have to procure. You got to understand the entire pricing mechanism of that. You also need to have a complete packaging. Once that is ready, then comes the entire marketing, right? And then finding the wholesalers, retailers, and all those kind of things, right? So, I mean, tell me, and you are the production head, which is one of the, I won't say Ravi doesn't do a great job, but at least that is more challenging than what Ravi would be doing. So, Ravi is smiling, he understands this well.
So, Atulji, it was really little tough to handle the production part starting में जो था, because because this industry कहीं पे भी नहीं थी ऐसे type की ice pop singer where we can do a capture or nothing. तो हम लोग को पूरा scratch से we have to find out all the things. Starting में we had a difficult because the machinery we have done it is all customized machineries and everything. तो उसके लिए बहुत सारी हमको मेहनत करना पड़ा. So I'll say this credit goes to Ravi's father who has taken care of it. He has done all the machineries and जो उसका जो technical issues जो रहते, which he has done really very nicely, and he has made a platform us to work over there. Then come a challenge of the product ki usko liking ho, coming into such a big platform and people should like that product. So we have worked a lot of vendors to find out what is the product which will match the flavors and everything. So we have done all that things. So it was really very what do you say, एक एक vendor को ढूंढना, उनके पास जाना, and all this was really very tough to find out, go to different suppliers and test their lab and everything. So yes, it was really very challenging.
Yeah, I can
Yes, definitely
understand.
consultants and everything, and then we have gone forward with that.
Right, right. So I can understand this very well because I have been in part of the complete supply chain, and I've understood, and it is so difficult, and especially when you have so much of pressure on you all the time, to ensure that the production happens, and then it also that it happens in the right quantity, quality. The quality itself is a major issue. And then a kind of work which you're doing which involves a lot of liquids, so packaging is an issue, and every time you package there is a problem of leakage, all lot of things. I mean, the plethora of things which happens, right? And then to transport this, one of the great ideas which I liked, Ravi, is that this is an ambient product, right? हम लोग जनरली क्या समझते हैं कि ये फ्रोजन स्टेट में आता है और हमको इसको एक मतलब वी नीड अ कोल्ड चेन फॉर दिस, राइट, which is not true. And so is there a recipe or a some way you have decided that how do you increase the shelf life? How much is the shelf life?
या सो देखिए, शेल्फ लाइफ इज अबाउट 12 months. एक साल का शेल्फ लाइफ है प्रोडक्ट में इन लिक्विड फॉर्म एट रूम टेम्परेचर इटसेल्फ. एंड वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड कि जब ये प्रोडक्ट को आप फ्रीज करते हो तो ऑब्वियसली शेल्फ लाइफ थोड़ी बढ़ी जाती है. बट रूम टेम्परेचर लिक्विड फॉर्म में 12 महीने का हम डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं. अनुजा इज वर्किंग विथ हर टीम to increase it to 15 to 18 months, but we will declare that once we get there. तो देखिए, मैं जैसा हम लोग पहले जो एक्सपोर्ट्स का काम करते थे, वी वर वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट एक्सपोर्टर्स ऑफ एग्स टू अफ्रीका एंड मिडल ईस्ट. एग्स हमेशा इंडिया में से रीफर कंटेनर्स में से एक्सपोर्ट होते हैं एंड दे नीड टू बी इन कोल्ड रूम्स एंड कोल्ड चेन्स सो दैट उनका शेल्फ लाइफ हम बढ़ा के रख सके. और ड्यूरिंग दोज टाइम इटसेल्फ, लाइक 2004 से 2014 तक जब मैं काम कर रहा था, तभी मुझे समझ में आ गया कि इंडिया में कोल्ड चेन और कोल्ड रूम्स के कोई अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है ही नहीं. एंड व्हेन वी डिसाइडेड टू कम अप विद स्किपी आइस पॉप्स, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट हर्डल्स जो मुझे रिसर्च में समझ में आया वाज अगेन द सेम, कोल्ड चेन्स. कोई भी रिटेलर्स के पास ज्यादातर रेफ्रिजरेटर्स नहीं होते. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉट जस्ट द अर्बन retailers but also tier 1 tier 2 tier 3 cities as well, जहाँ पर रिटेल में रेफ्रिजरेशन रखना बहुत एक्सपेंसिव हो जाता है रिटेलर्स के लिए. तो वी वांटेड टू गो टू द एवरी स्मॉल लेन, स्मॉल विलेज, स्मॉल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स एंड तालुका ऑफ इंडिया. दैट्स आवर विजन. तो इसे करने के लिए हमें कुछ ना कुछ तोड़ निकालना ही था कि रेफ्रिजरेशन को कैसे हटाए. आफ्टर अ लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च हमने कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी बनाई एट द टाइम ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इट, एट द टाइम एट द प्रोडक्शन लेवल इटसेल्फ, जिसको यूज करने से हमें रेफ्रिजरेटर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. और मैंने अनुजा ने इसके ऊपर काफी बैठ के रिसर्च किया. वो टाइम पर मेरे डैड भी हमारे साथ थे, तो हम लोग ने तीनों ने बैठ के उस पर रिसर्च किया एंड लकीली वी गॉट अ ब्रेक थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी, जिसको अब इम्प्लीमेंट करने से हम लोग पूरे सप्लाई चेन में, मतलब हम मैन्युफैक्चर तो छोड़ दीजिए, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, सुपर स्टॉकिस्ट, रिटेल लेवल पर भी आप देखोगे कि स्किपी आइस पॉप्स इज नॉट इन द फ्रीजर्स, बट रिटेल्स में भी ये कई बार कैश काउंटर पे होता है, या तो फिर चॉकलेट एंड कन्फेक्शनरी के आइल में मिलता है, या तो फिर ये अपने जूसेस में भी कई बार रख लेते हैं लोग. सो दैट इज अ बिग ब्रेक थ्रू आई थिंक व्हिच वी गॉट फॉर स्किपीज.
Okay, so that is good. So I have few questions which has come from various people which I'll be discussing with you. But एक चीज मुझे बताइए, अभी आप recently you had come on to Sony television, right, and that Shark Tank thing, right? How was the experience? Anuja, how was your experience? I mean, suddenly nationally Indian public के सामने you were there and all these 5 investors who were questioning you, and I'm so happy that you people got the funding which you were looking for. In fact अब तो ज्यादा फंडिंग हो गई और मैंने सोचा भी है कि अपनी सीवी जो है रवि को भेज देता हूँ. तभी तो आप लोग को इनवाइट किया है इसमें. मैंने कहा दैट इज हाउ यू बिल्ड रिलेशनशिप, एंड कभी जरूरत पड़ी तो नौकरी के लिए सीधे रवि को सीवी भेजेंगे और बोलेंगे रवि. So Anuja बताइए, how was your experience on Sony television? You're a celebrity now.
Yeah, Atul, it was a phenomenal experience. मैं बोलूँगी पहले तो हम लोग जाने से पहले we were very nervous. In fact, I was very nervous because I have never seen or any platform. I have never put myself anywhere in the platform. So this was the first time I'm coming into a Sony channel. Was really a nervous part for me, and एक तरफ से excitement भी था, लेकिन और and the Shark Tank में we were so confused कि मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा. उसमें एक चले जाता था विद नो रात भर की नींद नहीं होती थी. इट्स थिंकिंग दैट कि हम लोग को मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज इट्स अ स्किपी आइस पॉप्स. लोग इसको अभी भूल चुके हैं. सो विल दैट बी थिंक दैट वील गेट अ रेस्पॉन्स, बट दैट वाज अ फिनोमिनल जो 5 sharks हम लोग के ऊपर.
Yeah, I can understand totally. Because the challenge is firstly to come onto the stage, then is to present yourself, then is to present the product, present the concept, the idea, and then start thinking whether you will get the investment or not, right? So इतने बड़े मंच पे आना, इतने जगह लोगों के सामने बोलना, and then how do you see when you see those recordings now? I mean, अभी आपस में ये नहीं बोलते तुमने वो गलत बोला वहां पे, and I told you not to speak about this, and did you really review the entire thing?
I'll tell you that अतुल जी कि अभी शार्क टैंक देखने के बाद हमें लगता है कि वी वर वेरी लकी. हमारा शायद प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा रहा या हमारा प्रोडक्ट और ब्रांडिंग इतनी अच्छी रही कि दैट शार्क्स वर प्रीटी इजी ऑन अस. मुझे लगता है, मैं अनुजा को हमेशा यही बोलता हूँ कि उन्होंने सैंपल्स ट्राई किया एंड दे वर जस्ट फ्लैटर्ड. उन्हें मजा आ गया बस. एंड दे वेंट इनटू द फन जोन. यू नो, स्किपी आइस पॉप्स को हम लोग एक फन सेगमेंट में पोजीशन करते हैं एंड आई थिंक दे गॉट इनटू दैट मूड. इसीलिए द शार्क्स वर वेरी इजी ऑन अस. हमारे साथ बहुत ही हंसी मजाक चल रहा था, बहुत ही अच्छा बातें हुई वहां पर. कुछ मोमेंट्स ऐसे भी थे जहां पर हम दोनों बहुत नर्वस हो गए थे बिकॉज देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ आई वुड से लॉट ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट टू इन्वेस्ट. अब हम ये परेशान हो रहे थे कि इन्वेस्टमेंट सब जगह से अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ रही है, ले तो किसका ले, किसी को नाराज भी नहीं करना था. और हर एक शार्क अपने एक एक्सपर्टीज, एक अमेजिंग कॉन्टैक्ट्स के साथ आता है. So we wanted to make sure that we're keeping everyone happy. Luckily, I would say, looking at the other startups who have been grilled and who have been roasted on Shark Tank, हमारा जर्नी बहुत easy रहा, बहुत ही अच्छा रहा. We kept our cool. अनुजा और मैं एकदम शांति से हंसते हुए सब चीज का जवाब दे रहे थे. We were trying to act cool even if we're not 100% cool. But I think that worked in our favor. And end of the day, when we saw that excitement catching up with everyone, luckily we thought of why not get everyone on board and become the first brand in India to have all the five sharks investing us. So it was an amazing moment, I would say. And that cameras and that makeup, awesome.
Spotlight.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So but I could also see the chemistry between you two, right? That matters, you know, when you have founders onto a platform and how are they interacting, what is the confidence level, how much faith they show in each other, right? And we met before you came onto Shark Tank. In fact, your recording must have been done, but we met before that while we were pitching for your project again to some investors. And this is what I insist with a lot of startups, because I see their pitches around 10 to 12 pitches a day. And during that time, I always say what matters is, besides the idea, is the founders. How well do you know your product? How well have you researched? How confident are you about your product? Agar aap khud confident nahi hai, to you can't sell that product, right? And one thing that came out considerably well in all your interaction was that you were very, very confident of your product, right? And that's great. So let me take the first question. It comes from Lieutenant Colonel Updesh Kumar Sharma, and he says, what is the scalability of the business model?
Okay, so it's a part of sales, so I'll take that question. See,
Yeah,
scalability
I
is
will
very
be very
simple.
careful with, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I said I'll be very careful who should the question be directed to.
Yeah, I will not be happy answering any production related questions. I'll leave that to Anuja.
Okay. Smart of you. What's Anuja? That is the
Yeah,
most
so
difficult part which he doesn't want to answer, you know.
I'm smart in that. So coming to the question, देखिए, I'll tell you what, ice popsicle is a product जो हर बंदा खा चुका है अपने school days में. Unfortunately, आज के जो teenagers हैं, they did not get a chance to have ice popsicles because schools has started to restrict it. Because everyone knew कि ये artificial colors है, पानी भी शायद गंदा होता है, बच्चे बीमार पड़ रहे हैं and all that. हमने जब मार्केट रिसर्च किया, बिकॉज ये प्रोडक्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, कनाडा, यूएस, यूके, नेदरलैंड्स, ऐसे कंट्रीज में बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है. मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया में इटसेल्फ इट इज $1 बिलियन इंडस्ट्री. ओके, तो हमने ये देखा कि बड़े बड़े कंट्रीज में जहाँ पे ठंडी ज्यादा है, वहां पर ये इतना मैसिव काम कर रहा है. और इसे एंजॉय करने के लिए बच्चे तो ठीक है, 70-80% ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट कंजम्पशन बच्चे करते थे, लेकिन 20 से 30% ऑफ द कंजम्पशन बड़े करते हैं. And I can tell you even today very confidently with the number of customers that I interact with on a day-to-day basis, that this product is being consumed by parents. जब बच्चे 4-5 लेके आपके सामने बैठते हैं, तो पेरेंट्स भी बोली देते हैं, यार मेरे लिए ऑरेंज ला ले, मेरे लिए बबल गम ला ले. ऐसा करते हुए the consumption has gone to the entire family. And Indian market इतना massive है कि हम देखते हैं कि ये product definitely across India scale कर सकते हैं. And as we speak, we are setting up our distribution and stockist channels across every state in India, thanks to the Shark Tank and also to the amazing product that we have created, which is very unique. हमारे हर स्टेट से हमें अभी इंक्वायरीज आई हुई है, and we are trying to set up everyone across the distribution channel. So very soon, I would say, in terms of scalability, you will see Skippy Ice Pops pan India.
Okay, so Anuja, tell me, one of the questions also is there about production. I mean, see, मैं तो supply chain का हूँ, operations में जानता हूँ, और operation जो है ना वो सबसे difficult part है. Sales वाले चाहे कितने नंबर की बात करें, ultimately ground में मेहनत तो production को करनी पड़ती है. Am I right, Anuja? I am provoking you.
Absolutely right.
है ना? तो मेरे को ये बताइए.
I think I'm
Firstly,
live, so I can't put anything. But when you meet,
yeah,
I can
please go ahead.
talk on this.
Sure, sure. And I think
हाँ,
it's high time I connect to you directly, not through Ravi all the time, you know. So it's very important that we talk more production and operations and challenges, right? So tell me one thing, Anuja, when you were this entire line was setting up, to find the right people who can convert into a product which you need, what are the challenges? Where do you find these people, supervisors, production head, packaging head, and even the logistic head in your production unit, and subsequent distribution, finding people for supply chain to start moving this product? So tell me from your perspective as to how did you start finding these people, and then how have you succeeded?
okay. So अतुल जी, right now like Skippy क्या 8 months old है, लेकिन जब हम लोग start करे थे we were very small. Before, so it was not a big team. So we had only 6 to 7 members of team. So I used to handle the production with the quality check, everything. But जो lab test होता, we used to send it to the lab test. But now after the Shark time, it has been a phenomenal experience कि अब जो demand aa raha hai, the production is in. So we have to find out the consultants and everything and the supervisors. So to find out that, because this is a food industry where you have to have a perfect person. You can't just put it any other person. So we have done a very much thorough inspection and experienced people in our manufacturing unit, so that the life should be easy. That आज जो life हम लोग चाह रहे हैं कि globally बनाना है, so we are seeing only experienced people who can come into our industry, जो supervisors है, जो technicians है. So we are, it's like having a team, a strong team in production department. Sales में तो चाहिए, लेकिन if production should have a strong team, because the demand with the way it is coming, it is unbelievable. Like Ravi will call me up in the morning, in the afternoon, his team members, हाँ हमको चाहिए 100 cartoon, just get ready soon. I said, how can that be possible?
No,
So
I
at least give me
understand.
5 hours or a day before thing, but nahi. So yes, but we are improving and we are scaling up a lot. We are also have now, we have production mein we have ordered some more machineries and everything, and now we are looking to expand more with coming up with one more industry in close by. So
Right,
yeah,
right, I
so
understand. Yeah. So tell me one thing. Vivek Murthy wants to know, where did their idea and how did they? So idea तो हमें समझ में आ गया, but he also wants to know, did you do any risk analysis before venturing into this particular startup? कि मतलब हम बना लें और कल कोई खाने पीने वाला मिले नहीं और मशीनरी लगा लें. So how did you manage to do that? I mean, like testing of waters जो होता है ना concept का.
या सो देखिए, एक चीज पहले बोलूंगा कि कभी कभार एक एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए रिस्क एनालिसिस उसका गट फीलिंग होता है. ठीक है, हम ब्लाइंडली अपने
That's
गट्स
a
पे भी
great,
बिलीव
great,
नहीं
great
करना है.
insight. Yeah. Yeah.
या थैंक्स. सो हम अपने गट्स पे, गट फीलिंग पे हमेशा ब्लाइंडली तो बिलीव नहीं करना चाहिए, बट एट द सेम टाइम हमें इतना ज्यादा भी रिसर्च नहीं करना चाहिए कि रिसर्च करते करते गाड़ी निकल जाए सामने से. हमने क्या क्या,
Wow.
पहली बात तो एक चीज बॉटम लाइन हमेशा क्लियर है कि इंडिया इज अ फूडी कंट्री. हमें हमें हमारे पास खाने पीने में जो मजा लोगों को आता है, शायद दूसरे कंट्रीज में उतना आता नहीं है. आप हर 500 मीटर के अंदर रेडियस में देख लीजिए, आपको पानी पूरी, पिज्जा, साउथ इंडियन, नॉर्थ इंडियन जो खाने को मिले सब है वहां पर. सो खाने पीने के आइटम इज ऑलवेज इन डिमांड. सेकेंडली, जब व्हेन यू सी दैट एक प्रोडक्ट था जो हम बचपन में इतना ज्यादा एंजॉय करते थे बट वो मार्केट में भी है ही नहीं, सो दैट इटसेल्फ वाज अ प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट कि प्रोडक्ट तो जबरदस्त है लेकिन लोग खा इसलिए नहीं रहे क्योंकि वहां पर उनके पास एक ट्रस्ट करने लायक ब्रांड नहीं है. सो दैट हैड सॉल्व मोर देन 50% ऑफ आवर क्वेरीज. एंड उसके बाद व्हाट हैपेंड इज, व्हेन आई वाज कमिंग टू इंडिया फॉर माय डैड्स ट्रीटमेंट फ्रीक्वेंटली, मैं यहाँ पर आके कुछ ट्रायल रन्स करता था और वो सैंपल्स में अपने पूरे रिश्तेदारों में, दोस्तों में, फ्रेंड सर्कल में जितना है उसको बांटता था, एंड आई वुड आस्क पीपल टू ट्राई देम. आफ्टर ट्राइंग देम दे यूज्ड टू कम आउट विद लॉट ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट. दे वर लाइक, अरे क्या टेस्ट है, ये तो पेप्सी अपने बचपन में खाते थे हम लोग, अरे ये तो चुस्की है. So that excitement was thrilling, and that itself gave us a clear indication कि ये product चलने वाला है, इसकी डिमांड जरूर है, बट इतना ही है कि इसे कुछ अच्छा करना चाहिए. And that way, I would say with the fastest market research, we just jumped into it because we were very confident कि ये चलेगा ही चलेगा, and at a good price point, at a good quality, why not?
Yeah. So Anuja, tell me one thing. There are large number of startup founders who are currently watching, because Ravi yesterday joined my WhatsApp group of the founder support team as well, and thank you Ravi for that. Anuja,
You're
tell me, I
welcome.
mean, कभी ऐसा डर नहीं लगा कि मतलब हम फेल हो जाएंगे? कभी मतलब दिमाग में एक स्ट्रेस रहता है ना, अभी तो चलो पैसा आ गया थोड़ा बहुत, and now you are going to scale up, but before that the amount of money which you have saved and invested into this and worried, you would have, I'm sure every founder has. How did you manage that, right?
तो अतुल जी, बीइंग फ्रैंक, हाँ, थोड़ा स्टार्टिंग में लगा कि विल दैट बी, दिस प्रोडक्ट विल बी स्केलेबल और नॉट, बट कॉन्फिडेंस था, बिकॉज जो हम लोग को जो रेस्पॉन्स मिल रहा था आफ्टर गिविंग इट स्मॉल स्केल में फ्रेंड्स को, फैमिलीज को, एंड दैट गेव अस अ रियली अ बूस्ट कि नहीं, ये प्रोडक्ट चलेगा. But yes, I will say the startups ki be confident with your product. What you're doing is right. Only thing you have to be मेरा और रवि का एक ही मोटिव. If you're able to serve your own kids, then I can serve the whole nations. हम लोग में वो gut feeling था, और मैं यही बोलती हूँ कि सबको कि please have confidence in your product. There is a vast market in India. You can get anything. If you're giving in a right way and right distribution channel, if you're showing it, it will give a blast. So that's my saying, be confident.
Yeah, I agree. So both of you tell me one thing. There's a question from Colonel Rajiv Sinha, and it says, so we have already answered some of his questions about the idea and all, but this is one thing, that have you defined your timelines and revenue milestones? Anuj, I will take it from you first, then the salesperson here. Anuja, can you hear me? Hello. Ravi.
Anuja, you are
I think
mute.
she has problem with this thing. If you can take this, see.
Yeah. So see, when you raise an investment or when you're looking to raise an investment, इस समय पर ही आपको अपना टाइमलाइंस, अपना रेवेन्यू मॉडल एंड योर स्पेंड्स बहुत क्लियरली डिफाइन कर देना पड़ता है. बिकॉज अगर आप किसी भी इन्वेस्टर के पास भी जाते हो अगर फंड्स रेज करने के लिए, तो दे विल आस्क यू फॉर क्लियर टाइमलाइंस कि भाई अगर हम आपको 50 लाख दे रहे हैं या 5 करोड़ रुपए दे रहे हैं, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू स्पेंड द फंड्स, कितने टाइम में आप स्पेंड करोगे, आपका कैश बर्न रेशियो कितना है, और आपको फिर दूसरा राउंड ऑफ फंडिंग वापस कब लगेगा और क्यों लगेगा. तो एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, एज अ फाउंडर ऑफ द कंपनी, यू नीड टू हैव a very clear path of how you're going to spend and where are you going to spend. So in our case, Skippiicepops maybe, yes, we had it very much more defined beforehand itself, जहां पर हमें पता था कि हमें पैसे क्यों चाहिए, कितना चाहिए और कहाँ कहाँ हम इसे स्पेंड करने वाले हैं. And we are in the process of spending the funds to grow the business here.
Yeah. Anuja, tell me one thing. There's a question. You can hear me now, Anuja? I can't hear you because I think probably you have muted
Anuja,
yourself.
I think you're on mute. Can you unmute?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So Anuja, एक question है हमारे पास में. One Mayank Dubey from Neon Digital asks, what is the flame that keeps you going? मैं तो सोचता हूँ हस्बैंड वाइफ काम कर रहे तो फ्लेम थोड़ी आग होगी पूरी.
The flame that is my kids, my bache. That is what they wanted to make this Skippiicepops global. So there where I am pushing myself कि yes, we want to make it global. हाँ, रवि का तो चलता है, बार बार कुछ बोलते हैं कि ऐसे करो, and all that. Yes, I'm listening, but still, firing side में चलता रहता है हम दोनों का. But still, because of the kids, I'm making it as more global, and that is making me more exciting.
Wow, wow,
I'll,
good.
I'll just add to this. See, as a husband wife, हमारा advantage भी है कि we know each other very well. We know our limits कि हम कितना potential लेकर आ रहे हैं. So we don't have over expectations or under expectations from each other. We know exactly what Anuja can do and what I can do. तो जब हमें लगता है कि अब ये इससे बाहर है, तो Anuja will also look out for some other person who can actually support her in the team, and the same way with us as well. And मैं एक चीज बोलना चाहूंगा which is also related to the previous question, what keeps us running. मैंने बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स और प्रोडक्ट्स में काम किया है, बट मैंने ऐसा ब्रांड कभी भी नहीं देखा जहां पे कस्टमर का एक्साइटमेंट उनके चेहरे पे आ जाता है. आई विल टेल यू, देयर हैज बीन मोमेंट्स जहां पर हमारे फैक्ट्री पे या हमारे ऑफिस पे कस्टमर्स हैव ड्रिवन डाउन 20 किलोमीटर्स टू बाय आइस पॉप्सिकल, और हम लोग हमारे ऑफिस में कई बार फ्रोजन पॉप्सिकल रखते ही है फॉर कस्टमर्स हु वॉक इन. कस्टमर्स जब इसे खाते हैं, दैट एक्साइटमेंट व्हिच हैज शोन ऑन टू देयर फेस हैज बीन अमेजिंग. मतलब वो खा के मेरे पास कस्टमर्स आए हैं ये बोलते हुए, रवि थैंक यू फॉर गेटिंग दिस प्रोडक्ट बैक इनटू द मार्केट, यू गाइस आर अमेजिंग. ऐसा फीडबैक इज नेवर बीन कम टू अस बिफोर. शायद ऐसे कोई प्रोडक्ट में आता भी नहीं होगा. कस्टमर्स हमारे साथ 10-10 मिनट खड़े रह के बात करते हैं कि कैसे वो लोग स्कूल लाइफ में एंजॉय करते थे, उनके दोस्त क्या खाते थे, उनका फेवरेट फ्लेवर क्या था एंड ऑल दैट. एंड दैट इज द बिगेस्ट ड्राइविंग फोर्स. आई वुड से कि customers का excitement is nothing comparable to any kind of monetary benefits which we can talk about.
I can understand. So what is Adesh is asking, what is your long term business growth plan? अभी तो हम स्टार्ट किए हैं वैसे, और वैसे भी गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी के हिसाब से 10 साल तक आप स्टार्टअप ही रहेंगे, लेकिन so what is your long term business growth plan? Anuja will take it from you first.
So long-term growth of the plan is, as I have told in Shark Time also, कि my goal and to achieve is to make it an IPL. So हम लोग का goal
I
है
heard
कि
that, yeah.
IPL के jerseys and t-shirts में हमारा Skippy Ice Pops आना. So right now that is a goal.
So Virat
and
Kohli
secondly,
would be having ice popsicles in the IPL match, right? We can see that happening.
hoping.
I hope so.
Good.
Very soon.
Good. But tell me one thing, when I talk about growth plan, because again you come from that hardcore operation supply chain background, are you planning to have another production unit in India?
Yeah, I think we are planning to scale up, not just in terms of our own plant in Hyderabad, but we are also getting into strategically placing our plans in the north, in the east, and further south as well. Because being ice popsicles, logistics is a big component to our business, and it helps us even serve the customers faster and in a better way. तो अभी हमारा शॉर्ट टर्म प्लान अगर आप पूछते हो तो वी आर लुकिंग एट सेटिंग अप आवर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स somewhere in the northern region, eastern region as well. We are getting a lot of opportunities from our customers who would be happy to invest with us in terms of setting up our plant and all. But we are taking it a bit slowly. We don't want to rush too fast. At the same time, short-term plan अभी हमारा already ये है कि we are getting opportunities to establish the brands in neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka as well. We have already got our first opportunity in Nepal now. We are already in the last terms of discussion for African markets as well. Dubai and Kuwait are already in the pipeline. So as we speak about the Indian market, साथ ही साथ हमारा export market भी develop हो रहा है. And क्योंकि मेरा last 16 साल का experience export industry से है, so I am not finding that very challenging. I can do it, I suppose, by finding the right partners in the international market. So yes, production has to scale up. One is the export, and then Anuja and her team are working on new product variants and new products also as we speak.
Yeah, so I'm sure. I mean, I worked in Africa. This will be a great product in the kind of weather condition that exist in Africa. Sri Lanka would be
Absolutely.
another great area, Maldives and Bangladesh and all those things. So Adesh again asks, how do you manage this demand and supply? I mean, you have more demand than supply, right? And the possibility is that obviously there is a loss of opportunity. But there is again, I totally agree with you that you need to build strength before you increase your distribution network. So, how do you manage the demand and supply chain, lady? Anuja would be a better person to answer that.
So Atul, we are looking to expand more with the more machineries, and we are looking to, in this to add one more plant. In as Ravi has mentioned that we are looking to put a manufacturing plant in the north part in the and also in the east part of the India, so that we can supply all over the India wherever it, and also the export for export we are planning to make a big plant in Hyderabad itself. Yeah, to ordering a big machineries and everything.
Wow. Actually, tell me one
Yes,
thing.
Ravi.
There's one question which has come from Gopi Krishna. He works for YOLO Jet Internet Services, and he says, "What has been your greatest learning so far?" Both of you, one after another. Ravi,
See, I think my greatest learning so far is in terms of Skippy Ice Pops is that to scale up, we need a great team. And from day one, or rather, I would say we learned this a long back in Australia itself. The way the culture in Australia taught us as how important the team is, we have actually inculcated those values. और अभी from day one, me and Anuja have been working on creating a great team क्योंकि टीम से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं है. अगर आप चाहते हो कि आपका ब्रांड बड़ा बने, कुछ अच्छा अचीव करो आप, तो आप अकेले कुछ नहीं कर पाते हो. You need to be a good leader, and you need to have a great team whom you can rely on, who can be very responsible with you. इसलिए दैट इज समथिंग विच वी हैव लर्न फ्रॉम डे वन. हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस मॉडल बनाए जिसमें हमारे एम्प्लॉयज, हमारी टीम मेंबर्स भी हमारे साथ बहुत अटैच्ड रहे, एक्साइटेड रहे, पैशनेट रहे, ताकि लॉन्ग टर्म में ये लोग जब हमारे साथ इस ब्रांड के साथ जुड़ेंगे, मेरी टीम मेंबर्स, तो ये लोग दे विल कंट्रीब्यूट अ लॉट. So this is something which I have learned. Anuja, over to you.
That's what I also wanted to say the same thing कि टीम स्ट्रांग रहना चाहिए. अगर टीम स्ट्रांग है तो you can go forward and you can build your brand a lot. Wherever you want, you can reach because of the team. So we need to have a strong team, and we are building on that and working on that.
yeah. So Kabir Rohatgi wants to ask, what was your initial struggle while trying to establish the brand, and how did you manage to overcome them? Ravi, if you could start with this.
Yeah, see, the initial struggle, like any startup, would be the capital. Most of us has the same issue कि यार idea तो है लेकिन capital नहीं है तो कैसे करें. So we were bootstrapped. हमने बहुत tight budget में अपने brand को launch किया है. But देखिए हमने groundwork बहुत solid किया. हमने बहुत अच्छा research किया. हमने अच्छे अच्छे flavors बनाए. हर flavor के हमने 4 से 5 अलग अलग variants try करे, तब जाकर ये quality के flavors निकले हैं. और हमने रिसर्च भी
Right.
की और उस पेन पॉइंट्स को सॉल्व करने के लिए. हम ऐसे मार्केट में नहीं आ गए कि भाई आइस पॉप्स बनाना है, चलो फ्रोजन स्टेट में बना लेंगे या हार्ड आइस क्यूब के वैसे आइस पॉप्स बना लेंगे. हमने मार्केट में जो पेन पॉइंट्स है उसे समझा और उसके बाद एक प्रोडक्ट निकाला. तो प्रोडक्ट फिट होना बहुत जरूरी है. आप एक प्रोडक्ट बना लेते हो जिसका आगे अगर काम अच्छा नहीं चलता, लोग एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, तो पूरी एफर्ट्स वेस्ट हो जाती है. That is why do your groundwork perfectly and then probably look at investing more onto your marketing funds, etc.
How can so Vinod is asking that how can he take this, be a distribution partner, or are you open to new franchisee? So I think the franchisee may not be the right thing, but probably a distribution partner in India. Also, just anyone who wants
Yeah.
to do that with you.
Yeah, so we are, I'll tell you, after Shark Tank, we have received close to about 1500 to 1800 inquiries across India, and it's been overwhelming. I mean, we were expecting कि हमें 200-400 inquiries आएंगे, लेकिन almost 2000 के आसपास inquiries आई है. This is so exciting क्योंकि सभी लोग इंडिया में अब समझ चुके हैं कि आइस पॉप्सिकल is here to stay, and we will soon get the maximum market share as well. तो टॉकिंग अबाउट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड स्टॉकिस्ट, यस, हम लोग हर सिटी, हर स्टेट में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स एंड स्टॉकिस्ट भी अपॉइंट कर रहे हैं. बहुत सारे हमें इंक्वायरीज आई है सीएनएफ के लिए भी, बट नॉट इमीडिएटली. मे बी आफ्टर अ फ्यू मंथ्स वी विल अपॉइंट सीएनएफ, वन सीएनएफ पर स्टेट. सो अगर आप लोग हमारा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लेना चाहते हो और इफ यू वांट टू जॉइन अस एज अ स्टॉकिस्ट, प्लीज कम ऑन टू आवर वेबसाइट. देयर इज अ फॉर्म इन द कॉन्टैक्ट अस पेज. उस कॉन्टैक्ट अस पेज में आप अपना डिटेल्स डाल दीजिए एंड माय टीम विल बी एबल टू जॉइन यू. I'm also telling you that because of such a huge influx of calls, हमें रोज hundreds of calls आते हैं. So maybe we might take a bit of time to come back and connect with you, but please be patient क्योंकि हम भी छोटी कंपनी है अभी, so हमें भी resources limited ही है. We'll try to connect with you as early as possible. Just to let you know, our website is skippy.in. All right.
Skippy.in, right? Skippy.in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So, so let me take another question. It comes from Santosh Kumar Gupta. I know Santosh well, and I must tell you guys, anyone who is onto this program, Santosh is a dear friend, and we have been working on a product called Studio Viti. Ravi, what it does, Studio Viti, is that anyone who wants to work on to content creation, right? So suppose you want to create a movie, you want to create a book or something, and they have automated the entire thing, right? So they have an app which is now on iOS and Play Store as well, and you can actually create the entire movie scene by scene onto that particular platform. And this is
Wow.
going to make life so easy for people to relate one scene or another scene, and all those kind of things which happen. Even writing a book, when you have various ideas and you keep creating pages and then you have to add. So very nice solution. And his question, I will give it to Anuja. What was it like on Shark Tank behind the shoot? Right, that is very important. What was going on before going to the stage? And as a food startup, the biggest challenge is that, I mean, obviously we are a food country, right? Kal raat ko when we were walking, me and my wife, only thing we did is collect food, right? Anytime we get up in the morning, the first question is, what will you eat? Where, before you go to sleep, what will you eat tomorrow, right? So being a food country itself is a challenge. But first we would like to hear Anuja कि वो जो शार्क टैंक में वो कैमरे में के आने के पहले क्या चल रहा था.
हाँ, तो कैमरे से आने से पहले तो बहुत नर्वसनेस चल रही थी, क्योंकि जो बैकग्राउंड में जो इफेक्ट रहता, देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल ऑफ सोनी, देयर आर 100 to 50 people who are, over backstage and working around with us, the makeup man, the pitches and everything. So it was very, a different world altogether. It's like a shooting का जो दिखता है मूवी में, लगता है कितना इजी है कि शॉट देके चले गए. सो दैट वाज द फीलिंग ओवर देयर. इतने सारे लोग रहते हैं, एंड दे आर पैम्परिंग यू अ लॉट, and they are also, they have a team where they sit down and they'll think about, ask about your product, और उसको अच्छे से समझाते हैं how to present and everything. So it was really a very good experience, I will say. And the way they have pampered us, everything, they have made it a very flawless experience. We had it over there. Nervousness to thai, but they made us very comfortable. I will
I'm sure.
say कि Shark Tank is a good platform for startups. They should go there and register themselves. It's a very good experience.
राइट. तो अनुजा वहां पे बैठे बैठे मतलब दोनों की दोनों जब नर्वस होंगे तो कम से कम ये आइस पॉप्स तो खा ही रहे होगे बैठे बैठे कि चलो कम से कम और कुछ नहीं. Let's
Yes,
cool
yes,
down when,
definitely. We were having a lot of ice pops, pros BK, and after the Shark Tank, people got crazy. Like crazy in the sense, sab jane, we want to try, and it was all finished. एक घंटे में सब
It
कुछ
was so
finish हो गया.
exciting.
See, so if I get to go to Shark Tank and because I'm not a food product, मैं और कुछ नहीं होगा ना तो गोलगप्पे का अपना एक ठेला ले जाऊंगा. At least those people will be at least start having गोलगप्पा if they.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. So another thing is there are two questions, Ravi, and these both are from the starter. First one is from. Just a second, please. Okay, it is from Chetan Sood, and he's from Chetan Industries, and he said, "How do you set up your sales team?" And another question is from Venkatesh Prasanna. He's from Desi Viva Foods, and he's asking, "How did you set up the distribution network? Any tips for startups like us?" So basically, sales team and the distribution network, right?
Yeah, so see, setting up a sales team will definitely depend on what kind of product are you getting into. अगर आपका कोई mass consumption का product है, तो आपका sales structure अलग हो सकता है, और अगर आपका बहुत ही niche product है या बहुत ही premium product है, तो आपका distribution setup अलग ही हो सकता है. The way I see it is, अगर आपका प्रोडक्ट एकदम मास प्रोडक्ट है, लाइक व्हेन आई से मास, आई एम ट्राइंग टू से कि कंजम्पशन कैसा है उसका. अगर आपको लगता है कि हाँ भाई पैन इंडिया में ये प्रोडक्ट हर बंदा कंज्यूम करेगा, तो यू नीड टू हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग सेल्स टीम ऑन द ग्राउंड. अभी हम कैसे कर रहे हैं, लाइक वी आर हैविंग, यू विल नीड टू अपॉइंट से ASMs, एरिया सेल्स मैनेजर्स, who will be focused on one particular city or one particular state. Under these ASMs, you might even need to have sales officers or then sales executives who will be actually going retail outlet to retail outlet, store to store, trying to explain about your brand, trying to tell them that, this is the margins that the retailer is going to get and things like that. So it is very important for you to have your own team at the ground level. But I know it is expensive. Not everyone can afford it. But I would say ki you should use some technology in order to gain most better performance from your team as well. There are a lot of these applications in the market which are focused on field sales executives to enhance their performances. So we use these technological products to govern better performance and derive better viability from day to day. And so that is how we structure our sales team. We have got area sales managers, we've got SOs and SEs as well on the ground. And as the company grows, area sales manager के ऊपर हो गया, regional sales manager, फिर zonal sales manager, probably general manager sales, VP sales, director of sales. That will keep expanding
Complete
like that.
network till the entire reporting channel comes to you, right? So, and
Absolutely.
this would be from each of the channels, whether it's a modern trade or a general trade, and then accordingly you have to work towards coming from the market to to bottoms up, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Modern trade is a different story altogether. General trade is a different
Yes.
story altogether.
Yes, and a very, very different dynamics, right? So tell me one thing. There's one question which has come from a gentleman called Abhishek Singhal, and he says, "Is there a minimum amount which is required for a skip it distribution ship?" Or I'm sure it will be you would have some agreement. My suggestion would be that I think he should first apply
Yeah,
to your website and then get into understanding as to how much does it require. But here's
absolutely.
another question: is what is the start point? I mean, if suppose I obviously I don't want to create another Skippy ice pouch, but if suppose I have to start an industry, how do you calculate how much money do you need to start this?
I think the best way to move forward is get into hiring a good food consultant, I would say. In case if you're not from the food and beverage industry, see, we were from a food and beverage industry, so we knew what was actually required. Of course, we cannot be 100% accurate in terms of the numbers, but it is at least 15-20% variation. That's it. But if you're looking to set up something, there are food industries which might require a massive investment, and then there are food industries, F&B industries, which requires very minimum industry. Again, then
Yeah.
it depends whether you want to go with a fully automatic industry or whether we want to go with a semi-automatic or a completely manual industry. Obviously, manual
Right.
is going to be cheaper, but at the same time, the production capacity is going to be low. The higher investment, it can be an automated, but the production capacity is going to be high. So I think in case if you're not familiar with the F&B industry, it would be a good idea to actually hire a good food consultant
And
or speak to some
also
entrepreneur
test
who
the
is from
market,
the industry.
and also test the
That's
market
very
of that
important.
product. I mean, it's very important to check whether you will be able to sell anything before you even think of production.
सी मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स क्या होता है ना अतुल जी की स्टार्टअप्स भूल जाते हैं कि हम आए क्यों है यहाँ पे मार्केट में हमारा सबसे बड़ा लक्ष्य है प्रोडक्ट द एंटायर सेंटर ऑफ फोकस हैज टू बी ऑन द प्रोडक्ट अगर प्रोडक्ट ही अच्छा नहीं है या प्रोडक्ट फिट अच्छा नहीं है प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं है या प्रोडक्ट का डिमांड ही नहीं है तो ये पूरी मार्केटिंग वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट फंड रेजिंग शार्क टैंक ये कोई मतलब ही नहीं है सबसे बड़ा फोकस हमें छोड़ना नहीं है कभी भी विच इज द प्रोडक्ट इटसेल्फ और द सर्विस व्हिच यू गाइस आर ट्राइंग टू सेल
Okay. So this question comes from Manoj Rana, and it is for Anuja. How do you manage your household responsibility along with high work commitment? And I object to this question itself. Why would household responsibility only of Anuja? Why would Ravi not do the same thing? Right, Anuja?
Yeah, that's very well said. The thing is, they think that this household stuff is only for the women entrepreneurs or women things, but no, it is from the both the side. I'll say Ravi has to take care of the responsibility of the household and
Hello. Hello. Are you guys there? Guys, I think we have some technical issues. I'm just waiting for the confirmation. Um, So I just got a confirmation from both Ravi and Anuja. They both are coming online again. They have been some having issues. So guys, I mean, who's all those people, and I can see a large number of people on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook who are currently, joined. And I can tell you, this is an amazing experience talking to a successful startup, right? And especially when they are both husband and wife who have come to basically participate in this program, and they have become quite a celebrity now, right? So in a way, but I can tell you one thing, I actually discuss large number of concepts and various pitches every day. In fact, at times I meet around 10 to 12 startup founders in a day, and listen to their pitches. I mentor them. I look into their entire understanding of what kind of investment they need, what kind of idea it is, how scalable it is, how strong is the team. And we find that most of these startups have a great idea, but they keep lacking into one or another thing, right? And in that, what happens is that they need a mentor. They need someone who can bring them back into the system, and can tell them as to what exactly need to be corrected. And that's what Anuja and Ravi has been telling us, is that when you start a project, you need to have someone who's specialized in that particular area to mentor you, support you. Ravi had his father doing that, and they also talked to few more people who are into production and all, and that is how it works. So Anuja, you are back again, and your mic
I
is
think there
yeah.
was a network issue.
No worries, no worries. We just covered it up. Adesh Kumar has a question which is, what is your strategy to expand brand value in India, and are we seeing the brand on e-commerce, ads on television shortly? Are you going to work on to ATL level?
Yes, definitely. We are planning to do that. But on internet and e-commerce, we are already there. But coming to TV, it will take little time. So first, we wanted to go in the market so that when we put an ad, people should have Skippy in their retail stores and all that, so that when they are looking at the ad, they can consume it and have it. So first, we wanted to go, globally all over in India and everywhere. After that, then and we are planning to put an ad on the TV also.
Okay, so there is one LinkedIn user, Ravi. The question is, what is your go-to market strategy? I don't know. I mean, you need a strategy right now. You need to have some plans, I'm sure, because market is coming to you, right? And then it says, what are your KPIs you're focusing on?
Our marketing strategy is firstly very clear that we are setting up a distribution network. Like we said, we are not aiming at getting into different verticals right now. That we're not looking at corporate sales or institutional sales immediately, because right now we all understand that corporates are working most of the time from home. So are most of the institutes as well. So currently we are looking at the brick and mortar model, where we make ourselves available on most of the offline stores. We are trying to increase our online presence as well as we speak, and we have actually increased our online sales to more than 300x after Shark Tank. And see, key performance indexes that we are looking at is definitely to add more variants right now, to ensure that the customer has got a trust in the brand, that it is safe as well as it is exciting to consume Skippy Ice Pops. And then when this trust is built upon, probably then the next variants of products or flavors would be easily acceptable by the community, by the customers as well. So we are
Right.
trying to keep it very tight and very much focused.
Okay, so there's this question by Sandeep Govindan. So just let me explain what Sandeep Govindan does. 'Cause Sandeep actually, in fact, he's based out of Bangalore and he's looking into Vizag, and they are working on a project called AgriTech. So, and their aim is to bring fresh FNV to as many people as possible. They have a concept of a vehicle which moves to your neighborhood and supplies the best of the products, and they're also working on private label. So his question is, your thought on creating a partnership model with an agri-tech D2C startup and having your product listed on this platform. So what happens is, I must tell you, and I have been helping Sandeep to expand his business. They have great reach in every household, right? And he would like to keep this product in his vehicles, and they also do delivery, D2C. And if that product is available and if he's directly connected to the consumer, why not, right? So what should be his mode? I mean, and there are two cities, if Sandeep can confirm to me, that they are working on in Bangalore and Vizag, but they're also looking into Hyderabad as one of the areas, and they are expanding fast. So what would be your Ravi input on this?
Yeah, I think we can connect offline, Sandeep, and if there is a
He's
potential
part
that
of
we
our
can
WhatsApp
collaborate.
group. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
part of our WhatsApp group. Sandeep, you can connect directly to him as
Yeah,
well.
you can connect with me directly. We can discuss over it, and if there is some synergy that we can work upon, then why not?
Right, right, right. Uh, Anuja, I this is my favorite question, which I really was dying to ask you. Who heads the HR?
So
Your
HR's,
yeah.
yeah, Atulji. So the HR team is divided into two things. One is sales and marketing, and one is production. So I look the HR team of the production plant, and everything is over there. So हम दोनों के fields ही अलग है. So he take care of sales and marketing, I take care of production. The same way घर पे भी वैसे ही है. हम देखते हैं kitchen, रवि देखता है finance and all that. So हमने same thing अपने Skippy Ice Pops में भी same किया है.
Wow, wow. So, actually, I've been, just trying to bring that little bit of flame and fire in between a discussion. कि मतलब किसी तरीके से, if you become the HR head, the corporate level where Ravi reports to you would be amazing, So you can always write KPIs and tell Ravi.
I'll never get an increment in my salary then.
When your wife is heading the HR function, you can, expect reduction in salary than increment. So you should
Absolutely.
be.
Cost cutting.
So, yeah, so Sandeep basically, Sandeep says he's based out of Hyderabad and Vizag, and his center of operation is Hyderabad. I'm sure, Sandeep, you are connected to Ravi on the WhatsApp as well, and I would be very happy if you can talk one to one with each other and find some synergies. And because you are based out of Hyderabad, I think you would be just the right fit. With that, Ravi and Anuja, we have come to our end of the program, and I can tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed, right? And I'm sure
Thank
there's
you,
so
Atulja.
many startups who would have enjoyed, and not only enjoyed, but they would have really learned out of what you people have been doing, right? It's a great feat to take that challenge, Or yesterday only, I was, taking one of the lectures with IIFT, and I was discussing that to be the contrarian, something which is established and you go against that established practice. You were based out of Australia and you come back to India. You had a nice job and you don't do a job, and you take up the challenge of creating a startup. And I'm sure, there have been 100 struggles which you would have seen, right, during this entire endeavor to put this particular thing. And now we only see the success part. We have not been exposed to your difficult parts, right? So we can always say, oh my God, he's done so much. But that done so much has come after a lot of efforts. And all the best to you guys, and do great
Thank
job.
you.
And the day I see Ice Pops in my head,
Thank you so much.
Gurgaon stores, I would say Anuja is doing a great job because supply chain has reached my doorsteps, right? But you are anyway, you're on
Thanks.
Amazon, right? So you're on Amazon, so I can always order
Yes.
through Amazon.
Amazon, Flipkart, and you can order through our website as well. Thank you, Atilji,
Yeah,
for having us here.
and
Thank you, everyone.
yeah, just
Thank
one
you,
question.
Atulji.
I think what is
One
Yeah,
thing I just want to say. I really like your background saying dream.
yeah, that is what.
that's the
And
most important.
and so the other one which gives my name. So my wife is, how much branding you want to do for yourself? I say, excuse me, in this house I need more branding because people should
It's never
recognize me
enough.
more. It's
It's
never
never
enough.
enough. That's the answer you should be giving.
Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. God bless you, and
Thank you.
we will keep watching you. Right? Manoj Rana
Thank
says
you.
all the best, and I'm sure every one of us enjoyed this great interaction.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
and
much.
Thanks for having us.
take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.